Hi everyone, I am Miss Kajal Vinayakrao Wagmare, Assistant Professor, Department of Forensic Science, VPMM Arts and Science College for Women, Srivilliputturu, Tamil Nadu. My topic is fire and arson residues. Most of the students are getting confused in between fire and arson. So we will see today what is fire, what is arson, as well as how to investigate the arson cases. Firstly, what is fire? Fire is nothing but the type of oxidation. Now, what is oxidation? Oxidation it is the combination of oxygen with other substance. Now, in case of fire, this other substance usually the fuel. And when the oxygen will get combined with the other substance like fuel, it produces new substance. That is fire. This is that's why the fire is nothing but the type of oxidation. Now, to start the fire, we needed some minimum temperature, and that minimum temperature is known as ignition temperature. This ignition temperature we needed to ignite the fuel or to start the fire, and this is that minimum temperature is called as ignition temperature. Now we know that heat is produced by the fire, and fire can spread in one of the three ways. Then what are the three ways? It may be convection, conduction or radiation. So we will see one by one. What is the convection? Convection it is the transfer of heat through the air. Example, suppose fire caught in forest at one place, and from that one place it can spread through the air to all over the forest. That is the type of convection. Next is conduction. In conduction, the heat will transfer through the medium. For example for this is like suppose we are heating the iron rod at one end. In that case, the heat is transferred from one end to the other end. That is called as conduction. The other type or other way is radiation. Radiation is the emission of heat in the form of radiation, such as infrared radiation. Now, the physical requirements of fire can be illustrated by fire triangle. The component of fire triangles are heat, fuel, and oxygen. So, in the fire, atmospheric oxygen acts as a oxidizing agent, or sometimes the oxygen is supplied by the presence of oxidizing agent such as potassium chloride, sodium nitrate, etc. Next is fuel. Fuel is the material that is exist in its chemical state, and fuel is oxidized by the oxidizing agent. But when fuel is getting oxidized? Only in the presence of ignition source. Then heat. Now we needed the heat to start the fire or to start the chemical reaction. And that heat acts as an ignition source. Means the fuel will get oxidized because of oxygen only in the presence of heat or any other ignition source. Next topic we will see, that is classification of fires. Now we will see here the classification on the basis of their cause of ignition. Is how the fire will start. what is the reason behind to start the fire. On the basis of that, we will see the classification. So first is electrical fires. If the electrical energy, it represents as a source of ignition, or suppose electrical energy is the reason to start the fire, that will comes under electrical fires. Next is electrical spark. Electrical spark can ignite some combustible materials, or it can ignite flammable materials. So because of that, whatever the fire will start, that fire will comes under electrical spark. Next, one of the most one of the common reason is that is electrical wire, cables, connections and components. Sometimes some cables will get damaged, or insulation is not proper, or excessive loads on the power boards. Because of these some reasons, fire can start. That type of fire, it will comes under electrical wire, cables, connections and components. Next is weather. The most common example is lightning. In rainy season, most of the time we are listening the news that this home got burned because of lightning, or that person died because of lightning. So the fire that is starting, or that is getting ignited because of the lightning, it will comes under weather. Or sometimes fire can catch because of sunlight also. So that is also coming under weather. Next is machinery. Now sometimes machines are not working properly, or in most of the industries there will be the mechanical failure, and because of this type of reason there is chances that the fire can start. So this type of fire, it will comes under machinery. Next is auto ignition. Auto ignition means self heating. So some materials has the property that when it will comes in the contact with oxygen, it will get ignite. So this type of fire, it will comes under auto ignition. Next is direct ignition. Direct ignition, we can say because of the matchstick, or because of the cigarette, this, or because of the cigarette lighter. This type of fire means directly we are igniting. So this type of fire, it will comes under direct ignition. Next we will see the stages of fire. Now there are 4 stages of fire, that are incipient, growth, fully developed and decay stage. In this graph you can see here, incipient, growth, fully developed and decay stage. So incipient means the initiating of the fire, or beginning of the fire. Next, once the fire starts, it is growing. Why it is growing? It is growing. It is coming in contact with the combustible material. So it is spreading. So that will comes under growth stage. Once the fire starts spreading, it is going under fully developed stage. That is the maximum stage of the growth stage, or maxima of the growth stage. That is all the combustible materials got burned. So that will comes under fully developed stage. So once the fire will reach to fully developed stage, and now after reaching to fully developed stage, if there is no sufficient oxygen or no sufficient fuel, the fire will comes under decay stage. Means if there is no sufficient oxygen or no sufficient fuel, so fire can't develop more. So it is going to be end. And usually the decay stage is the longer stage. Here you can observe in the graph that usually the decay stage is the longer stage, and that is the ending of the fire. So these are the 4 stages. First, incipient, fire will start. It is spreading, that is growth stage. So once it will reach to its maxima, that is fully developed stage. Once all the combustible material will get burned. And after burning of all the combustible material, If there is no sufficient oxygen or fuel, the fire will comes under decay stage. It is going to be end. So these are the 4 stages of fire. The next we will see that is fire patterns. So there are total 6 type of fire patterns. Plume generated pattern, confinement pattern, moment patterns, irregular patterns, spalling, clean burn. So these are the 6 type of fire patterns. So first we will see the plume generated patterns. Now plume generated patterns are mostly found in cone shape, columnar shape, V shape or inverted cone shape. Now when this pattern occurs, so this pattern occurs in between the origin of the fire, this will be the origin of the fire, and the vertical surface. So if you will see in these images, this is the origin of the fire and wall will be the vertical surface. So in between this we will get the plume generated patterns. Next is confinement pattern. Confinement pattern are mostly caused by hot gas layer. So when the hot gas layer it being trapped where beneath the ceiling and the corresponding walls. So ceiling and the corresponding wall. So in that case we will get the confinement pattern. Through this pattern we will also get the sequential data where the fire started, how it moves, how it moved. So we will get this sequential data from the confinement pattern by observing the smoke horizon. Okay. The next is moment pattern. Moment patterns are usually going diagonally upward or downward. Here we can see that this fire pattern is going downward. So this type of pattern is called as moving pattern. This will also help us to find out the origin of fire. Next is irregular pattern. So irregular patterns are typically found on the floors. So there is no particular pattern. So that will comes under irregular pattern. Next is spalling pattern. Now spalling is nothing but the pitting of the concrete. Here you can see in the images this portion of the concrete it fall. So this will comes under spalling pattern. That is pitting of the concrete. Next is clean burn. Now in clean burn, soot has either burn away from the surface. Okay. Now in clean pattern, soot has either burn away from the surface. You can see here, this everywhere there is a smoke or there is a soot. But if you will observe this portion, that portion is clean. Why? It may be because of this portion or these surfaces are too much hot. Okay, because of this reason, their soot is not deposited on this reason. So that type of pattern it will comes under clean burn. Next we will see the arson. Now already we saw the fire. Arson is that suppose any person is burning the property of other person with intention. In arson, the most important component is intention or willful. So if intention is there and he is burning anyone's property with that particular intention, so that is called as arson. That intention, it may be the anger, it may be the revenge, it may be the fraud, whatever it is. So this type of fire, it will comes under arson. Now we will see the basic motives of the arsonist. What will be the motives? We will see some motives here. First is fraud. Okay. Like insurance fraud. Suppose one person, or we will take the name is like Ram. He has lot of loan and he has to pay that loan to the bank. So, but he don't have money. In that case, suppose he has any insurance. That he will get the money only once, or only if his any property will get damaged. In that case only he will get the money from that insurance. So what he can do? He can burn his vehicle to get the money. So this will comes under insurance fraud, because actually that vehicle is not burned. He burned it intentionally. That's why it is called as arson. Next is pyromania. Pyromania, it is one type of psychological problem. In this case, the person is irresistible, or he can't oppose himself to set the fire. He wants that he should set a fire, then only he will get the pleasure. Then only he will be satisfied. So this is also coming under arson, because here the motive is that he should get the pleasure. Next is crime concealment. Suppose two persons are there, like we will take the name Nikhil and Vivek. And Nikhil wants Nikhil kill the Vivek. Okay. And now Nikhil's clothes are wet with the blood, or blood stains are present on the Nikhil's clothes. Now he want to conceal that cloth. He want to hide that from the police. It means he is concealing that crime. So for concealing that cloth, or for hiding that cloth, he will he he burn that cloth. So that will comes under crime concealment. Next is vanity. Vanity is like to show the heroism, to show that I am so brave. I can set the fire these. See, I can do these. So in that case, to show that heroism, suppose any person is setting the fire, that is also coming under arson. Next is like revenge. So if two neighbors are there and they fought with each other. Now to taking the revenge, suppose one neighbor is burning his any property, that will comes under revenge. Next is civil disorder. Civil cases is like for racial or religious cases, religious disagreements. One is Muslim and one is Hindu, and they have some argument. And for that reason, suppose any person is setting the fire, that will comes under civil disorder. Next is actions involving juveniles. That is the juvenile under the age of 18. Suppose any juvenile he is setting the fire, that will comes under action involving juveniles. Maybe any juvenile he can set the fire because of anger, because of revenge, or any other reason. So that will comes under actions involving juveniles. Next we will see investigation steps for arson cases. Now in arson cases also, investigation steps will be the same as for the other cases. That is to provide the medical assistance to the victim, then protection of the crime scene, and so on. But in the arson cases, when we will reach to the crime scene, or when we will observe the crime scene, in that case, what we have to observe? We have to observe here the origin of the fire. What are the origin points? How many origin points are there? One or more than one. Then, what are the exit and entry point? Exit and entry point is, are playing the vital role in arson cases. If the fire say intentionally, in that case, exit and entry points are important. So these all the information or these all the components we have to find out on the crime scene. So once we will get the origin point or once we will get the entry and exit point, then we have to locate the evidences. Now when we will locate the evidences, in that case we have to observe the fire pattern, which type of fire pattern is present. Then how the fire start. It may be because of the gas leaking or spilling of any liquid or because of fuel. Then we have to find out that which type of combustible materials were present near the origin, why that fire spread. So this all information we have to gather from the crime scene. So for this we have to locate the evidences. Once we got the evidences or we locate the evidences, then we have to collect that evidence. So when we will collect the evidences, we have to collect that evidences in a seal airtight container, and that container should be clean. So once we will collect the evidences, we have to seal that container as well as we have to label the container. We have to label that container with the information, that is time, location, date, investigating officer name, signature of investigating officer, then description of the evidences. So this all information we have to note on container. Once these steps will be over, then the last step that we have to maintain here, that is the chain of custody. Now the chain of custody will contain all the written records that we follow from the starting. That is the evidence number, description of the evidences, date, location of the evidences, then investigating officer's name, his signature, as well as how we are transferring that evidences to the laboratory or to the forensic science lab. It means that the manner of transfer. This all information we have to note down in chain of custody. In this way, we have to investigate the arson case. So here my topic is over. Thank you.